Hey YouTube, welcome back to Tinker with Tools. One of my favorite questions to answer is, will budget brands keep up with the more professional brands? So let's get into that on Tinker with Tools. Now I plan on this being the first in a series of videos where we compare the budget-friendly options that we know and love with some of the more professional options. Today we are going to be talking about impact drivers, and the main subject of the video is going to be that of the Skil 12-volt impact driver. But really what I want to answer is, can this budget-friendly impact driver keep up with something more premium like this Milwaukee M12? Now I do have 5 different impacts on the table today. We are going to go through each one of them, talk about what they are and what they have to offer, and then we're going to do some comparison categories, some performance testing, and at the end of the day, I'll give you my recommendation on where this one stacks up. So as I mentioned, this is going to be the Skil brushless impact driver. This one is going to be offering the highest torque figure tied with that of the Milwaukee at 1,500 inch-pounds. But it doesn't necessarily pack the same speed as what you're getting in some of those premium impact drivers. You are going to have lower RPMs. Now, when this is not on sale, you're going to pay roughly $80 for the kit, but you can routinely find it on sale at $59 for the kit. And the battery itself also is going to come with a USB port, so you can use the battery as a battery bank. Additionally, with this brand, you're also going to get additional batteries for cheaper, and obviously other tools for cheaper as well. And Skil's platform is pretty decent, even if it's not something you've heard a ton about. They do have a good variety of tools on that 12-volt platform. Next up from Bosch is going to be the Bosch 12-volt brushless impact driver. And I'll have the model number down below. They do have a couple of different models. I think this is kind of a second generation as well. And although when you pick this impact driver up, you do definitely feel like it is robust and well made, the performance specs that this one quotes are not necessarily going to be reaching for the stars. It is going to have the lowest speed and the lowest total torque figure. While I don't think performance is necessarily the thing that everyone is going to go for when they're buying a 12-volt impact driver, I do think it's important that it be able to perform when you need it to. But overall, feels robust and well built. I am sure this will last and be a solid impact driver for you, but it just doesn't have the performance of some of the better models. Next up is going to be the DeWalt 12-volt Extreme. And a couple of years ago, I would have said the future looked really bright for the DeWalt 12-volt lineup, but it seems like it's gotten a little bit stale again, and maybe they need to continue to develop it. And so I just don't know how much attention this is going to continue to get. But even with this current offering, this is a solid option, and it does give you a decent amount of performance with some really nice ergonomics that we're going to talk about later. It's definitely going to have more performance than, say, the Bosch, but overall, I think it's still just a hair below some of the top performers in the category. We are going to be testing 2 different Milwaukee fuel impact drivers. We do have the prior generation Gen 2 M12 fuel impact driver. This was the first M12 fuel tool that I purchased, and I gotta say, I love this impact driver. And until I got the new one, this was kind of my go-to 12-volt impact driver. Now the Gen 3 did improve upon it in just about every way. It got a little bit smaller, it got more powerful, and I think it's just a great evolution of the tool. The lighting on it definitely got better. That was something they needed to address on this tool. And overall, I think this is the gold standard for performance in the 12-volt category, but it clearly does come at a price. Now let's go ahead and talk about the different comparisons and some of the standouts in each one of them. Now ergonomically, you're going to be looking at 2 different styles of impact drivers in these 12 volts, whether you're going to have the slide style pack like what you're going to be seeing with the Skil and with this DeWalt, or you're going to have more of the stem style pack that goes into the handle of the tool like the Bosch and the 2 Milwaukees. When you have the stem style pack that goes into the handle of the tool, you do end up with a fatter grip that is, in my opinion, a little bit less ergonomic. I think just naturally the Skil and the DeWalt are going to be a little bit more comfortable to use. Now, one that does stand out almost in a negative way is going to be the Bosch for me. And that's because, unlike every other tool here, the tool and the handle are almost perpendicular to each other, and it creates a really odd ergonomic situation for me that I just cannot get past when I try and use this tool. And so what you end up with is just kind of an awkward tool that is also going to be a bit front heavy. Now in terms of lighting, a lot of them are going to have kind of the tri-beam LED, the older Milwaukee being the lone exclusion of that, with just a single LED underneath where the collet is. But the standout for sure in the lighting department is the budget option. Skil with their halo light is really just a very nice solid light, and right up there with some of the best lights on impact drivers that you can get today, even much more premium options Skil did an awesome job at including that on their tool. Now, when it comes to the size of the impact drivers, the Bosch definitely is going to be the most compact in terms of height when standing on its battery. It is noticeably shorter than the others. Even the Milwaukee's, because of how they're kind of slanted on the tool head, it does come in almost a ½ inch shorter than those tools. In terms of length of the head, that's where the Skil comes out on top with the shortest overall head. The rest of them are kind of huddled right around the middle, with the Bosch being the overall biggest that's out there. In terms of weight, the Skil also is going to tip the scales as the heaviest of the tools here. Although because of the balance issues, even though it's not the heaviest tool, I do think that the Bosch feels heavier than what it actually is because of how front heavy it is. All right, in terms of the different modes that these impact drivers have, the Bosch does only have 2 different speed settings, just basically a high and a low. The DeWalt does gain a 3rd speed setting, and that is its precision screw mode. When you depress the trigger, you're gonna go ahead and feel it pause for a second, and then it will continue in a very controlled fashion. Overall, if you have fine precision work that you want to do with an impact driver, that is one where I do think you can do a fair amount of precision work with it because of how controlled that speed 1 is. Then the Skil also is going to have 3 traditional speeds, but then a control mode that is going to help prevent cam out or stripping of screws, and so it does have kind of a specialty mode there. And then both of the Milwaukee's are going to have 3 traditional speeds, and then they're going to have a different mode for self-tapping metal screws. That's something you commonly see on a lot of bigger, more expensive 18 to 24 volt impact drivers, but you are getting it in the 12 volt here. All right, so now we are gonna go ahead and do our performance testing. First up with the performance testing, we're just gonna showcase kind of their lowest setting, or in the case of the DeWalt, that precision screw mode, just to kind of get a feel for it and kind of understand what it is going to act like when you're trying to drive something a little more delicate. Then we are gonna move on and we're gonna compare these tools, first using all of them on a 2 amp hour battery. We are then going to retest them all on a more premium battery option. So we're just going to go ahead and try and see what the difference is between those smaller, more compact batteries, and if we do see a performance boost when we move up to the bigger batteries, and exactly how big of a difference that is. All right, so when it comes down to the performance testing, there is a clear winner in the performance testing, and is that going to be that of the M12 Gen 3, where you're going to see it win on both the compact 2.0 battery, but then also when it steps up to that larger battery. Now, when we go to kind of that next option, down on the lower tier, that's where you saw the older M12 kind of take the second position on that smaller battery. But as soon as we stepped up to the 4 amp hour or larger battery, that's where the Skill actually took that second spot. Now, the DeWalt wasn't necessarily so far behind in a lot of these tests, but it is kind of more similar to that of the Skill. It's just the Skill seems to have a little bit more power and speed and just able to push past it just a little bit and kind of edge it out, especially on the bigger batteries. The Bosch, unfortunately, it just really falls a step behind on the performance. Now, when it comes to the difference between what we saw on those smaller batteries and the bigger batteries, but overall, the average, we saw about a 21 or 22% difference between the tests we ran on the compact battery and on the larger battery. So that is one place where not only are you going to get a little bit more runtime when you are stepping up to those bigger batteries, obviously, but you are going to feel a difference in the tool. Now, when it comes down to it, if you are a professional, that's where something like the total size of the platform of the Milwaukee is probably going to present a compelling value, even if you're not necessarily paying the lowest dollar point for those tools. And it certainly does provide performance to it. But if you are anything less than that, that's where something like the Skill, in my opinion, is offering something really nice. Do I think this tool is pound for pound as nice as the Milwaukee? No, but they've included enough options on it in terms of the modes that they have, the really awesome light, the overall good ergonomics. At the price point of $59, you can certainly do a lot worse for the money, and you can certainly spend a lot more and not get the level of performance that you're getting out of the Skill. And that's where I think Skill gets a recommendation, even if it didn't necessarily win these comparisons head-to-head going against the Milwaukee. I think for a third to half the price, you're getting enough performance out of this tool to really make a difference. Now, I don't think you're going to be going wrong buying into any of these. None of them are outright bad tools, even though I have some personal things I don't like about the Bosch. They are all tools I've purchased and used and actually have some things that I like about them. And so I think there's a lot of good options out there, but in terms of compelling value, the Skill is right up there. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Make sure to turn on notifications so you get notified when I put out new content. And as always, thank you for the support. Until next time, I'll catch you on Tinker with Tools.